So
For sure.
can we talk a little bit about how the structuring and the building out of a credit profile, how we can get our credit profile, whether we just finished cleaning up our credit report, right, and we need to start from scratch, or if we have little to no credit at all and we're starting from scratch, how can we build out our profile to get our personal credit as strong as it needs to be so we can start running some of these plays?
Gotcha. So you essentially saying, hey, what does a credit profile need to look like? So
Facts.
whether you just want to go get a house, car, business credit, anything, right? Pretty much, all right, cool. First thing I want to tell everybody is this just how I feel, and I think that anybody that's in the credit industry will feel the exact same way. Stop falling in love with score.
Say that again.
Stop
say that
falling in love
religiously.
with score.
Say it one more time.
Stop falling in love with score.
Come on,
Like
brother.
I have clients with 650s that's in a better position than clients with 720s.
Come on, man.
And it's because, like you said, the 720 profile terribly weak, thin. Got you know what I'm saying? Got
Brother,
no accounts.
Come on, brother.
680, 40 plus accounts.
Yep.
5, 6 of them paid off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so he gonna get approved for everything. You get approved for nothing.
Right.
You know, so just people have to stop falling like me. I don't have an 800. I know the game.
Right.
I got a 790. I don't have an 850. That's
Right.
the max score. I
Right.
don't have it. I got a pretty good score, but I'm not beating myself up saying I gotta have an 800. This is what I tell all my clients. I say, listen, when you're looking at score, just make sure you sit around a 6.8. These are my recommendations. Don't say this guy is wrong
Right.
or I'm telling you my recommendations in order if you want to go get a house, car, business credit, all of that. 680 plus is what the score need to be. 680. So if you're at a 680 plus, you're in a very good position. I'm not saying that you're in a bad position if you're at a 650. You still got a good score. But if you talking about you want to get to the point to where you're undeniable for transactions, 680 plus, payment history need to be at 100%. So if you got some issues with payment history, you need to get that Metro 2 and get them payment histories, get them late payments removed. Second thing is we want to talk about credit utilization. Keep your utilization underneath 10%.
Right.
It's got to be underneath 10%.
Right.
Nobody wants to loan you money and say, hey, all of the lines of credit that you have are maxed out.
Right.
That's crazy. And it's the same thing with payment history. Nobody wants to see that you can't make payments on time.
Facts.
That doesn't. You would. I mean, come on. Like if you know I got missed payments, you're not gonna loan me no money.
No, you ain't getting a dime. You ain't getting a dollar.
People have to. You have to position yourself like the bank. Like think about like the bank. So if you're the bank, would you loan somebody with missed payments money? No.
Right.
If you say, hey, you got $100,000 in available credit, but you use 90,000, I'm not loaning you a dollar. You're probably not gonna pay me back.
Yeah, I'll slap box you. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those right there, those two metrics equate for 65% of your score. So those are the two most important. You get like you can't screw those up.
Right.
So if utilization is bad, don't carry the debt, pay it off. Like you can have a 700, brother, and if your utilization is over 50%, you get declined for a lot of stuff. And if you get approved, and everybody know this, they know that this is true if you watch it. If you get approved for something and you over 700, it's a very low limit.
Yep.
They like, okay, well we'll give you $3,000 limit.
Right.
Damn, what I'm gonna do with $3,000? You gotta understand, your utilization is too high.
Right.
You are a liability at this point, right? So that's utilization. Then we got credit age, which is another metric. Credit age need to be 3 years plus.
Right.
So this, when you think about the psychology behind why does my credit age really matter? It's like, well, okay, well, if you're 30 and you only been handling credit for 6 months, they like, well, you haven't had enough time in the game. Like, we don't know if you're going to handle us well. So they're looking at how long have you been handling credit, right? So you want to make sure that you got at least 3 years plus of credit age. And we can talk about some stuff that can help fix all these metrics.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Right. That second to last metric is going to be, I'm drawing a blank, man. I know I got credit age. Oh, utilization. Nope, not utilization. My last metric is going to be inquiries.
Yeah.
So
this is a big one. you had to take them up because you fixed credit, so you've seen what I've seen. You've seen 60 inquiries on one credit report, brother. You've seen someone pull a credit with Chase 80 times.
60. I've seen 200.
I might just stop the video right
See
now.
what I'm saying?
Yo, Mark, what's got you so worried? Oh, what's that all about?
I'm sorry, man. I just get so angry when I think about how these credit bureaus be treating some of these consumers out here. Look, see this? This is what it looks like when you're trying to get negative items off your credit report with the credit bureaus. It looks like hard work because it is, right? That's why you let the professionals handle it so that you can kick back, relax, and enjoy your life. So look, head over to Francois Capital where we specialize in moving hard inquiries, student loans, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. And book your free consultation today. The Capital way.
Now I've seen 200 because, it's a trend. Everybody's doing Turo.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing Turo, you got to go get your
Right.
If you're not doing it the right way,
Right.
and you're not maximizing on some stuff that we're gonna get into later, but if you're going out there to every dealership and you just get into Turo and you say, well, I'm gonna get 30 cars, and you go into all of these different banks in the 30-day time frame before they all report, and you go in different call outs, now you got 200 inquiries. Inquiries is it's the biggest piece because it's kind of like all of the banks have classifications and they have specific departments that look at inquiries. And inquiries, they have something that's called bank seeking.
I ain't know about it. Say that again. What's that?
Bank seeking.
Break that down.
Bank seeking. That means that it's a person that has been doing a lot of applications in regards to lines of credit. And so when they look at that, each company has what's called a CBO. I'm getting too deep.
Nah, man, I'm learning. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Each bank and lenders have what's called a credit bust out team. It's crazy, right? And so it's a specific department that
What you came on here to do, man?
I came on here to just.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. CBO. Go.
So this team is sitting there when you apply. They looking at your application saying, how many banks in the last 24 months did this man apply to? And if we give him a line of credit, the likelihood of him repaying us back is probably not likely, because what we're looking at is somebody because lines of credit and stuff like that, majority of them are unsecured lines of credit. So we get a credit card, that's unsecured. There's no way for them to get that money back. Zero. There's no collateral.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
You go to get a house, your house collateral. You go get a car, your car's collateral. You go get a credit card, that's an unsecured line of credit.
Right.
The likelihood of you paying that back, they already know that it's unlikely. But if you were just applying for stuff, you're a liability.
Right.
So you can have a 700. If you got 40 inquiries in the last 2 years, because inquiries stay for 24 months,
right,
you're not getting approved.
Yeah, get out of here.
It's a decline.
Right.
It's the same thing. Think like a bank. Hey, if somebody came to you and you was able to look at them and say, man, you just want to ask 40 other people for $20.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
I'm the 41st person you asked for $20?
Yeah, you're sick.
You're probably not going to pay me my $20.
Yeah, you're mentally ill. That's what
something wrong with you.
Yeah, you're sick.
That's it.
Get on out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Goodness gracious.
So that's, when people look at their credit profile, that's the way it needs to be structured.
Right.
Those metrics have to be in place. So when you look at inquiries, you got to have less than 5 inquiries in a 24-month time frame.
Facts.
Got to have less than 5. If you want to put yourself in a position where no matter where you go, all those metrics have to be in place. You say, they're going to say approve. And what do you want? How many do you want? And where you want to send it to? That's it. That's how the profile need to look.
Boom. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Man.
That's it.
Man. We just. I might just sleep in the studio tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I might just sleep in the studio tonight because I'm getting everything he got. I'm getting everything he got. Let's go. All right. So now that's how the credit report has to be properly structured, right?
Yep,
so you had made mention about when you talked about like age, we were talking about like age and different things like that.
Yep.
What are some different things people could do to start building their profile out?
Yep. So you can either you can do a secure loan on yourself, which you can go to your bank and say, hey, I'm gonna put this $2,000 in this savings account.
Right.
I want to borrow a loan against my own money. You can do that, and it'll show up on your credit profile as if you borrowed a loan, and they'll say, hey, pay yourself back, and then put a little interest on it, and they'll take a little bit of interest. So maybe $2,000. They may say, all right, cool. We want to make $100 off of this $2,000. So you end up paying back, let's just say $2,100, but it looks on your credit profile like you got a positive loan, and that helps you build credit too, right? So that's one way. Another way is you can add what's called primary accounts. You familiar with primary accounts? Right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So primary accounts, they can add those, which is accounts that you have ownership of, and, and not necessarily. I mean, it's a form of, let's just say you can go to Capital One, Discover. You get these accounts that you own, but then there are some secondary primary accounts that you can get as well that we get into if you want to. But you want to add primary accounts, which is you're the sole owner of that account, and you have the ability to spend or not spend the money that you have available, but you have the ownership of that account, which is just like a line of credit. Or you can do what's called trade lines, which is essentially piggybacking off of somebody else's credit profile. So let's just say, like like I was saying about my Capital One, 19 years of history, $10,000 limit, no late payments ever. If we add that into your credit profile, your score gonna shoot up just like that because trade lines are positively affecting 4 out of 5 of your credit metrics. So now you got 19 years of payment history. Boom. So now that shoots it up. If you ever had any issues there, that shoots that up. Utilization goes down because you just added $10,000 more lines of credit, right? Credit age go up 19 years. That's crazy. I just added 19 years of history on your credit profile.
In a blink of an eye.
You see what I'm saying?
You understand?
And then I added another account to your account mix. That was the other metric too. Yeah, account.
There you go. Yeah, mix of accounts. Yeah.
Mix of accounts. So, like, man, I just added another account to your account mix. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So now your credit profile is beefed up. So where you may have had a 600 and had a thin profile, nothing was there. We had a trade line with all these years of history and this limit, and now you went from a 600 to a 720, just like that.
Crazy.
And now you get your house, you get your car, you set up. You set up.
Son, you know I pulled you over today?
Because I was doing 90 and a 40 and hit 3 people along the way?
No, I don't care about that. What I do care about, though, is when checking our system, seems like you got a 580 credit score, right? Now, normally, I'd give you a ticket for this, but instead, I'm going to give you a link to a website called FrancoisCapital.com, right? They specialize in removing hard inquiries, charge-offs, collections, student loans, evictions, and so much more. So when you leave here, head over to FrancoisCapital.com and book your free credit consultation today, the Capital way. All
right, well, thank you, officer. What the hell is this? Are you even a cop?
Have a good day.